Alright guys, today we're going to do an overview of my brother's Temple Racing Kanjo built Integra. We're over here as special guest today. Yeah, got the Kanjo brothers back together.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright y'all, today is going to be one of the best days of my life. That's right, back at the Kanjo brothers garage. Alright guys, today we're going to do an overview of my brother's Temple Racing Kanjo built Integra. We're over here as special guest today.
Yo.
So, yeah, got the Kanjo brothers back together.
Yeah, let's go.
So, yeah, I'll let you give all the details about the car. Start with how you bought the car.
Alright, so first of all, I want to say it's an honor to be on the channel and great to be reunited with the Kanjo brother.
Yep.
But so this car was purchased in Pennsylvania up in Pocono Mountains because I used to have in high school a 94 RS, and it was kind of a like rice box with like molded body kit.
I'll see if we can find a picture I'll throw in here too.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And so I had that thing, and it took me like years to get that thing unriced, and by the time I finally had it up and running and everything like that, I actually got hit front end collision. Somebody totaled it, like went out in the intersection and went right in front of me, turning left opposite.
A Volkswagen.
Yeah, so that happened, and I got the insurance money for it, and I bought it back, and then I got this thing bone stock LS, and kind of took everything I wanted out of that and put it into this at the time, and then sold the rest of the stuff on Craigslist. At the time was the big thing for used parts.
Craigslist days.
Yeah, so, and then from there it was like my daily driver in college, and didn't really do too much to it. So you'll probably see it later on in our tuning video of like where it was at that point, pretty stock with LS webs, and just lowered on some Raceland coilovers with an exhaust. And yeah, so then after I got my Acura TL as a daily driver, I kind of just like fully went full race car with it, with budget built, you know, a bunch of like friends with parts, and you know, just finding stuff on Facebook Marketplace and refurbishing it or whatever, or stuff on credit.
And then when you found this car, 'cause I remember it was like in some old guy's field.
Oh no, yeah, it was at actually at like an Italian restaurant up in the mountain, and it had a seized caliper on it, and like couldn't really get it moving at all, even if I cracked the lug nuts, and I was like rolling on it, still wouldn't break free. So I like had it up on its jack, and I went down to the AutoZone, picked up brake pads, and I don't think I had to do the caliper. Somehow it was like stuck to the rotor, and I was able to like chisel it away, and right then and there fix it with just that. And then I drove it home, and when I got it home, the clutch started acting weird, and lo and behold, one of the springs in the clutch actually like broke off in between the pressure plate and the clutch. So
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
When it was jammed up in between.
yeah,
like,
so immediately after buying the thing and parking it, it was like basically totaled, because the cost of the car was like I think I bought it for like $1,400,
and it was bone stock.
Yeah, bone stock, and it had 270,000 miles on it already, so it had seen like a long healthy life. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna have to do, so I bought a clutch kit for it. I talked to the local mechanic down the road that we, like, our whole family always went to, and he was like printing me out the instructions, and he's like, "You got this, kid." And then me and my brother just did it in the driveway.
At our grandparents.
Yeah, my grandparents did his tools, and then I had a good daily driver for college, and did me well. I think I only recently replaced the clutch past winter by myself up here in the garage with the lift and everything. All right, so we'll do a little walk around. I'm gonna start with the windshield trim first because that's the important part.
Dude, I just talked about my trim, how it's still flopping.
Yeah,
oh my
I
gosh.
bought like the new clips for it on eBay. It was like $60 freaking. So
OEM clips.
yeah, it's stock, but that's the best part about it. Well, we'll go from the back to the front, I guess. So on the bumper cut that. Actually, my brother got me the bumper from Gary's, a local picket yard.
Yeah, I stuffed it in I think that was my EK. I had to stuff it like through the back. And
Yeah. So the original one's still up there with the mud flaps. And so I got this one because you knew I wanted to cut it for this PCI diffuser. They're pretty sweet. You get to build them yourself. They come in like flat panels with rivets, and then you build them, and then they come with like kind of like miscellaneous hardware for actually mounting it, because depending on the application you have to do different things. I had to have welded brackets on mine, and then the exhaust is actually modified so you can see it's a pretty straight out pipe like that, because the stock one actually comes down low and it would rub on this, so that had to be custom fabbed. And then obviously you can see it's the blast pipe. And then around the side I got the PCI side skirts. Those are kind of the same thing. They're not really assembled, but the brackets and everything you have to drill and mount those. And then the RPF ones on the Bridgestones, drilled and slotted rotors.
For every person that's gonna ask, what's that wheel setup? Here's the tire size.
Yeah,
They're
16 by 7s.
16 by 7. Yeah, front and rear. But didn't you have bigger tires in the front?
Yeah,
right
the
now.
fronts are it's a staggered setup, so actually the fronts are wider. These are the meaty boys.
That's because front wheel drive, you want the rear end to kick out. A lot of people don't know that, but when you're cornering, you'd rather have the front more stable than the rear.
Yeah, so it's kind of like opposite of like a muscle car, because they're front wheel drive.
Yeah.
And you can show them the fit. It's pretty good. Like this is with no wheel spacers. Like if you want that like meaty look, you can get that flush fit right on the fender like that with that tire size. I think they're like plus 35 offset. So then this is a custom made splitter I made out of a piece of aluminum. Actually, this is like part of what it started out as, but
That's what we made my sunroof plug out of in my red hatch.
This was like a big cabinet door for a place I used to work for, and it was got scrapped out, so it was pretty cool. Had to make it out of aluminum, and then I just bought some brackets on eBay for mounting it to the tow hook factory spots, and then just the little struts there are off eBay too, just universal ones. And then this is just the stuff from a soffit.
Yeah.
Gutters.
Gutter stuff.
Yeah, riveted on. And then the intake made out of the turn signal, and I actually put a socket in there so it has both of the blinkers. And on one side I just used a plastic welder, and then I think DIS Racing carbon fiber hood. This one's, I got it for $30 up by Seneca Lake, and it was pretty whooped, but I tried to get it sanded down a little bit. Yeah, VIS Racing.
Yeah. So you can build race car setup on a budget. That's what we did with all of our cars. They're like, where's that sunroof delete from? It's like, all you do is find scrap metal, scrap aluminum, and then just,
Make it yourself.
Yeah, put your brain to work. You can have a nice JDM Kanjo look or race car look with basically free parts, doing the same thing too.
Yeah. Yeah, so under the hood, it started out as just a B18 C1. Bought it off my brother's stock, and then I pulled it apart, did new piston rings on it, and then I put the dual titanium valve springs and retainers. I forget what brand it was. And then did all the bolt-ons, like I did the intake manifold, AM fuel rail, checkered sports fuel rail, pressure gauge, the HPS intake tube, and then it goes to the Comtech cold air intake, and then that's actually the header my brother gave me, a 1320 Performance, and then I wrapped it with the fiberglass.
Yeah, because I smashed it with a hammer trying to get it to fit in my EF.
Yeah, you can't see it now.
Can't see it now, at least.
Yeah, it's a 4 to 2 to 1. I think it's like the Total Rep version of it, and then just the catch can. Did the battery relocation to just help with some of the crankcase ventilation, and then 1320 Performance engine mounts. And then other than that, that's all it really is. Not too much done to it.
Yeah.
Those GSR blades.
The stance boy life before it turned into a race car. I think I have a picture of that too, because Coop sent me a picture of it the other day, of your car when it was slammed on those blades. Make sure we don't smoke that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is actually the dashboard and the door cards and center console from that same GSR that I bought the engine off my brother from. And then I bought the NRG quick release hub. Got the personal racing wheel. Pretty sweet. Horn works. Then I bought the Brid racing bucket seat with a 4-point harness, and then the roll cage, the 6-point. Painted that one. It was all different colors. I had to get a few parts fab for it.
Those all like hand-me-down parts too.
Yeah.
Like cheap.
Yeah, it's all that's same with the seat. Like I had to stain it black with some dye because it was all sun faded. I had to buy like one of the cushions that were missing. The K-tune shifter, and then I think it has, I forget what polyurethane bushings, and I think this is like a Checkered Sports knob. I forget what kind it is, but it's just a tube, but it's nice.
Yeah, I gotta get the K-tune for mine because I want my shifter to sit up higher.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a battery.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention it's a B16 transmission with the limited slip diff.
Oh yeah, what diff was in it?
I think it's M Factory.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Tell them where you got that.
Yeah, so I got the gauge cluster from the junkyard out of a Canadian spec Integra actually, so it kind of is pretty cool because it goes out to 220 kilometers per hour, and then it has the LS. It was out of an LS, so it redlines at like $7,000, but obviously with the raised RPM redline and the B18, it goes like out to a little past 8, I think 82.
Yeah, and it was cool because the Integra was actually black. Like it was literally like the replica of this car, but it didn't have a tan dash or something.
Yeah, mine had a tan.
Yeah,
it was the exact car. It was just a Canadian spec, and then the wideband sensor for the tuning.
So we even got a budget JDM conversion. Oh.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, even this pod was given to me from my buddy up the road, Audi guy.
From the wideband.
Yeah, that's about it.
Budget built race car. The header looks good. It's so flat too. I need something like that on mine.
Yeah. It's wide too. I had to open up this splitter here because I have it. It's bent here for a little more rigidity, but it's so wide I had to cut it to fit through there. But yeah, so then this is the header, then a test pipe, wide band, then skunk tube mid pipe, and then my buddy Aaron, shout out Aaron the welder, he patched the hole from when I was stance light. You could see it straight through there, and it kept burning through because it was so thin there. But he patched that, and then skunk tube pipe back to this custom blast pipe.
So look at like almost the exact same setup as mine, besides the header.
Yeah,
because I got a skunk tube resonator, and then
yeah, it sounded pretty good despite not having a muffler.
And that's for the bolt-in cage.
Yeah, so those are mounting plates for that, and then suspension. It's got the skunk tube. Adjustable upper control arms, and then it's got Megan Racing adjustable dampener, coilovers, and then in the back it has the, I forget what these are. These are that one. It's I think function
Form or something.
Yeah, the function rear control arms, and then the skunk 2, and then it has skunk tube control arms in the top there.
I still have regular. For some reason, I thought you had the spherical bushings over here.
No,
Not yet.
not yet. And
The
then
gas tank. That New York life.
Yeah.
Oh, brand new. And running stock brakes still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Drilling slide with hawk pads.
his stops are.
Yeah.
So now that you know what the car is, we'll go for a quick rip. Do you still have, oh, you just had door speakers, right?
Yeah, just in the back. I mean, in the doors, yeah, not in the back.
I remember you had back ones for a little bit.
Yeah.
Of the tree colors.
Oh yeah, and the burnout marks in the road.
Yeah. Oh no! Fudge! Oh, so close too.
We'll pull it up.
Baby. I'm way too out of shape to be running this far to go get the truck. Holy crap, it just ran. I don't even know how many miles that was, but you know, the old trusty Ford that's running on 7 cylinders. Never mind, someone just showed up to pull them out anyway, so I'm dead. And before we get all the hate comments, we weren't even going fast. Like, I think it's mostly because, one, didn't warm up the tires, and two, there's still a lot of dew on the road, especially in the shade from like the trees hanging over the road. So track tires with moisture and no tire prep. Like, we didn't heat up the tires at all before hitting that first corner. So yeah, it's both the weather, tire prep. We weren't even going fast. Like, I was really surprised how easily the back end just kicked out, but I'm just glad we didn't hit the front end going into the ditch. I hear him coming. I think Leah got a new boyfriend.
Spit out?
Yeah, I got it. We weren't even going fast, so I was just like,
It was too cold.
yeah. And I was just waiting for it to do that, like right on the draw, but all it did was like it just stopped right before the edge. I was like, oh! I was just waiting for it to thump. So I'm just glad it didn't damage anything.
Yeah.
But that's
Should have warmed the tires up.
yeah. Tire prep is key, especially with sticky tires. So people that don't know, like sticky, soft compound tires, they actually get really hard when they're cold.
It's like
Yeah, they get
both spectrums. They get super hard when they're cold, but super sticky and soft when they're hot. And that's why they grip good.
Yeah.
If they're warm.
Yeah, when they're warm. The cold, damp road did not do any justice. yeah, we're gonna end the video with that because we don't want to get arrested today. But we will be posting other videos. We're gonna do some testing and tuning, so stay tuned for the next video. And we're gonna show you how to tune with Honda butt dyno, and yeah, show you how to use the mapping. You're gonna have to teach me again because it's been so long since I've actually done the mapping stuff. But yeah, till next video.
Yeah.
Tell that to YouTube because that's hilarious.
So there was an angry farmer that came out, and he was like telling me that he would have called the cops on me and this and that, and he was like, "What kind of drugs do you do?" And I was like, "I don't do anything." And then he's like, "Well, what kind of drugs do you sell to be able to afford something nice like that?" I was like, "It's not. It says junkyard built with like used parts."
It must be a Lamborghini or something.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, I bet the cops would have loved to get you out of that ditch with those stickers on the side." Bye-bye, police.
Yeah, the racers.